Alright guys, squabble up, squabble up. I don't know if you guys are ready for this, but we're adding gesture control. Alright guys, thank you for joining and allocating a little bit of your time. Feel free to ask me any questions. Today we're going to be adding gesture control for the AI avatar within Steering Up the pod. So if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. But yeah, without further ado, why don't we go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to execute this part over here where we're going to quickly take a look at localhost 8083. Okay, so launch, we're gonna test step. Let's do this.
I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevator straight to the penthouse with a nice road. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that's how I go.
ThreadStack provided everything
guys.
I need to finally have balanced digital life that I always wanted. Plus, I can afford more travel now too.
So we're gonna launch this real quick. We're gonna enter the Gemini key, guys. Okay, so we're gonna be adding gesture control. So that's gonna be quite funny, guys. So let's see.
And she's sitting on me. All of her diamonds are dripping on me. I met her at the bar, it was 12 or something. I ordered 2 more drinks cause tonight I wanted a little context if you care to listen. I find myself in a shit position. The woman that I love set me down last night and she told me that it's over, done decision. No, I don't wanna feel how my heart is ripping. In fact, I don't wanna feel, so I stick to sipping. And I'm out on the town with a simple mission. In my slim fit suit and this shit is sitting. I'm a heartbroken man, can't smile, won't dance. In the back of the nightclub, hiding my pain. I don't trust any of the people I'm with. In the back of the taxi, sniffing cocaine. Calls, texts, tears, sex. I was looking for a girl who was on the same page. Now it's back to the intro, back to the bar, to the taxi, to the hotel, to my old way. I don't wanna feel how I did last night.
Alright guys, so let's continue where we took off. So we instantiated so open palm. Let's see, I mean, okay, so the gesture is kind of a bit finicky. We're gonna try to fix that maybe next. Let's test Gemini. Hello, hello.
Okay.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I can't see anything. Is there a video or image you'd like to share with me?
Okay, so we got the real-time communication going back. Okay, let's try to connect to Firebase. Nothing happening when I click launch step.
It sounds like you're having trouble connecting to Firebase. Do you want me to analyze the website shown in the video?
We're gonna hit stop speaking. I think we got close, guys. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna combine shortcuts next, but we're gonna improve the gesture control, and we're gonna get the Gemini to not look like this. But for now, it's just you could kind of send messages, talk to
Hi
it.
there. How can I help you today?
So it's all real time. We're just gonna make it combined with a iPhone app, and of course, guys, this is what we're doing. Let me just kind of show it to you, the architecture. This is Steering Up the pod, Freedom Fusion automation. And of course, the architecture is, let me just gonna kind of quickly show to you. So this is innovative Freedom Fusion automation designed by me, Ron Wells, 21st century freedom writer, former certified math teacher for the state of Connecticut, a full stack cybersecurity cloud engineer. And the way it works is what we do, we focus on luxury pet brands. We include marketing angles directly into their iPhones. And the way it works is we construct dynamic marketing angles tailored for moms over 40, where we combine their product with their life and their brand. And we use Freedom Fusion System CRM to inject all of this information dynamically, including all of the marketing angles. And of course, what we do, we create different types of Freedom Fusion automations for luxury pet moms. And those automations, they are designed to be executed on an iPhone using using native functionalities of native apps without us necessarily having to register any of the apps on Apple Store, but rather use Google Stitch uh, on a browser in combination with Firestore and Firebase. And what we do, we guide them in context of their avatar. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. But right now, we're just gonna kind of open up this thing. So let's continue where we left off. So we're gonna go to open up VS Code. VS Code, okay. So I added a functionality line and enter your, click on the new step 1. You should see the progress bar jump to 20%. Let's see, did it jump to 20%? Let's see. No, it did not jump to 20%. It did not jump into 20% progress bar after launching WebSocket. So let's take a look and see what's going on, guys. So right now I'm just using Gemini Live, Gemini CLI, and I will also add more detailed logging. I will fix this by changing the code to create a document if it doesn't exist. Yes, proceed. Okay. So I see the likely reason is that user document doesn't exist in Firestore yet, and the current code only updates existing document, doesn't create new ones. I will fix this by changing the code to create the document if it doesn't exist. I will add more detailed logging. Please open your browser, etc. Please have, okay, I will fix this. Please have your browser developer console open. So we initiating the code change. Yes, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna let it cook. We're gonna let it cook. Instructing have applied the fix. Please refresh the browser and development can launch WebSocket. Click enter your API key. Test step 1. Okay. Today.
And she's sitting on me. All of her diamonds are dripping on me. I met her at the bar, it was 12 or something. I ordered 2 more drinks cause tonight I wanted a little context if you care to listen. I find myself in a shit position. The woman that I love set me down last night and she told me that it's overdone.
Gesture none. Okay, doesn't work. Uh, let's do Control Shift I. Gonna include that. Paste like that. Okay, we're gonna let it cook. Gonna let it cook. Yes. Okay, so all right. Yep. Okay.
I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside, and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, I don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevated straight to the penthouse with a nice road. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that be how it go. I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside, and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, I don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevated straight to the penthouse with a nice road. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that be how it go. I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside, and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, I don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevated straight to the penthouse with a nice road. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise.
ThreadStack provided everything I need
Okay.
to finally
So
have
this
balanced
is
digital
what
life
we're
that I
getting,
always
guys,
wanted. Plus, I can afford more
when we
travel
are
now
trying to
too.
run the thing. So it doesn't look like co- confirm that data is being saved to the database and the app is receiving the updated progress. I see there are new error related motion filter. Okay, let's see.
What's a black grand national? Fuck being rational. Give them what they ask for. It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that'll reach that, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough.
ThreadStack provided everything I need to finally have balanced digital life that I always wanted. Plus, I can afford more travel now too.
Okay. Okay, guys, I think we are getting close. We're getting close.
Hi there, how can I help you today?
Yo,
Are you saying hello in Thai?
not yet, not yet. We're cooking here. We're cooking.
Sounds like you're busy cooking something delicious. What are you making?
Okay, we got that part going, guys. We got that part going. Yeah. Okay, so let's go. Now, we gotta get this. We're using Open WebGL to infuse data inside. So we're failing to load gesture. So we're getting cooked in gesture. So we're probably gonna get, yeah, the gesture is probably, let me see, gesture being recognized. Hold on, hold on. Open palm, open palm. Let me just restart this bad boy. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna restart this bad boy. I'm gonna try to make this work. But first, give them what you want.
What's a black grand national? Fuck being rational. Give them what they ask for. It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that'll reach that, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough.
ThreadStack provided everything I
Alright, guys, I
need
gave
to
you what you
finally
want,
have balanced
and I'm
digital
back.
life
So
that I
now let's
always
see.
wanted.
Open
Plus,
palm,
I can
open
afford
palm,
more
not bad.
travel now
Peace
too.
sign, okay. Okay, we need to improve this. We need to improve it. Okay, so I think we're moving. Next thing we're probably gonna do, we're gonna create a shortcut. So we're gonna do something like this, guys. We're gonna stir up the pot, create the controversy. So this is a machine that we're building for luxury pet moms over 40. This is what it's gonna do. It's gonna include marketing angles directly into moms' iPhones. We're using different pipelines to include them. Everything's integrated in our Freedom Fusion System CRM, and all of those marketing angles get mixed up with your luxury pet brand, historical context, digitally tailored per your leads in your very own Freedom Fusion System CRM. And of course, guys, you already know what that is, and effectively everything just gets infused into iPhone. What we're gonna need to do, we need to trigger. Um, so essentially, marketing angles get stored in Google Firestore, hosted in Firebase, giving moms wings of freedom to scale their luxury pet brand by relying on Google platform. Obviously, they're spawning money. They're building TikTok shop, luxury pet store. What we're doing is squabbling up with them and giving them the wings of freedom. How does those wings of freedom look like? Well, moms execute steering up the pot automations um, designed with Google Stitch. So they're not going to be like process prisoners to TikTok gurus telling them what's hot. Instead, it's going to be AI avatar guiding them. And frankly speaking, it's just such a waste of time. Like people listen to TikTok gurus and end up like getting their brains cooked. Instead, they could just use this. And that's what we're engineering here, guys. That's what we're engineering here, bougie boss moms and digital sis. So we got the browser web, we got the feed. Let me whip out a laser pointer. So we're gonna cook their brains real hard, guys. We're gonna cook their brains real hard. So we got the browser-based web app. We're gonna hook it up with iPhone shortcuts, insane shortcuts with insane ASMR elements that will cook them hard, cook their brains super hard, guys. So it like I tested it. I tested the psychological reaction on a human brain um, by cooking some of the just iPhone shortcuts without even what we're eating right now. What we're eating is another like a layer on top, but technically like those automations are really easy to create. It's just what we're doing, we're adding like on top of those automations that are inside of the iPhone, this browser web layer. So that browser web layer is gonna be what you just seen over there. So we're just connecting like Firebase, Firestore, and cooking this thing up real hard. So let me just go ahead and show you the technical structure, step-by-step structure. So this way you kind of like understand what's going on. So here's an index file. So basically this is the structure. So avatar, so imagine like a little avatar just kind of understanding your emotions. If you're smiling, if you raising your hands, if you are like talking to it, but when you're doing it, it's not just randomly kind of talking to you. It's doing it in context of you building your luxury pet store. I'm talking about 10, 20, 30,000, $40,000 per month type of business. And of course, people don't want to be like listening to TikTok guru telling them what's hot. We're gonna get the AI avatar to tell moms what's hot in context of them spawning money. So this is what the architecture of a typical shortcut would look like on an iPhone. Obviously, guys, when I get in a zone, by the way, guys, this is not taught anywhere in the world. This is a unique concept. This is not taught anywhere in the world, guys. So you're joining something that is not doesn't even exist. So congratulations. But yeah, like if you wanted to practice, this is a homework I'm gonna do for you guys. Um, Go ahead and create a basic shortcut like this on your phone, okay, guys? And then come back to me in the channel and tell me, yeah, you did, I did it. Then I'm gonna congratulate you and tell you like, okay, bet. Go ahead and like do something more, and then I'm gonna give you more. That's the only way you guys gonna learn this. But the idea here is like here's basic shortcuts, and effectively we're gonna call those shortcuts. So we're gonna call them from the app. So I know it looks a little boring, but basically it's just a we're making the callbacks to servers, and like the best way I could describe this, guys, even without cooking your brain, is like, let's say, how should I describe that without overwhelming you? Well, imagine you're a mom over 40. Imagine you are watching TikTok gurus telling you what's hot, and you are overwhelmed. You don't want to be like a process prisoner anymore to TikTok gurus. You want actionable advice that will help you make money on TikTok Shop. And to do that, you need something that works for you, not for everybody else, but for you. So how do we solve that problem? We take a mom, we put her inside of a database, we give her a name. Of course, she would have a username, etc. The current step, she's navigating through the steps, and the date. All this is kind of getting uh, kind of tracked of what the mom is doing. And of course, if the mom is doing some doom scrolling, we want to know about it. We also want to know when she's doom scrolling, what is her sentiment like? Is she is she feeling good or overwhelmed? How can we determine that? We're gonna have that WebRTC screen that's gonna be gathering that context, and as she would navigate through the phase, we're gonna be capturing the gesture, emotions, and feeding that into AI avatar. That's gonna be communicating back and be like, yes, sis, bad, alright, let's go, that kind of stuff. Now, we're gonna include some life routines. I told you guys yesterday I was like trying to carry a mattress, my back cracked, and I was like, damn, I think I need to include some sort of physical routines for moms over 40, so this way they don't get overcooked, constantly focusing too much on the brand and don't include their personal lifestyle in a mix. So we're gonna add that as well because we don't want moms to be overwhelmed just by building TikTok shop. We want them to spend money, but we want them to feel happy. And to do that, we need to include a bunch of other routines that are going to be just fire routines for them. So this way they don't end up cracking their back like I broke mine the other day or cracked mine the other day. So right now you're looking at the Firebase. Firebase data structure. This is where everything begins. This is where the magic happens. And of course, there's total activities, testing checklist. So here's a checklist, all the stuff over here. So what happens? Web app loads, an iPhone. Camera and microphone permission works. What happens? Avatar renders and animates. What kind of avatar? We're gonna cook some good avatar, guys. We're gonna cook some real good avatar. For now, it's like just a text thing popping up, but don't worry, guys. We'll put like a real avatar in there. Now, avatar lip syncs when speaking. So we want to put like a digital sis of some sort that just kind of speaks, and we're gonna create some real nice avatar, but we're gonna combine ASMR elements a bit later. We're gonna include emotions. I watched Halo on Netflix the other day. Did you guys see Halo? Go ahead and watch Halo, guys. Today, go watch Halo on Netflix and come back to me and tell me how it feels, like how amazing this TV show is. You're gonna come back to me. You're gonna be like, damn, Rome, I watched Halo. It was fire. Because there is an avatar, but it's a 3D based avatar. I want you to think of science as well. I don't want you guys to only think of engineering. I want you to think of what is possible out there in science world. Can we create an actual avatar, like almost like in Star Wars, that pops up, like with Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of stuff, where you have a like literally a projector style kind of a avatar pops up that looks 3D and in a space like in your room. Start thinking like that. If you find some way of reproducing that, then jump into this channel. We're gonna try to cook that up. So this way we could have this immersive avatar that is gonna be 3D. Now keep something in mind. Some of the stuff it may not be possible fully yet. Some of it may be possible. You may be able to figure out a way for how to create like a 3D rendered avatar out of dots or projector or bending kind of glass. Think of something like this, guys. Don't let it be just like, oh, this talks to me. No, we want to do better than just talks to me. We want to cook their brain so hard that they're gonna have that wow factor. We're creating the wow factor. Once again, guys, it's not taught anywhere in the world. So you're joining this, you're probably gonna be like, damn, where did I just join? So guys, we're creating multiple tech stack. So we're gonna do picture in picture. So we're gonna have the phone. We're gonna have an avatar hover on the phone. So it's gonna jump into small picture in picture, while the user is just going through the shortcuts. What kind of shortcuts? The iPhone shortcuts. Why shortcuts? How come we're doing this with not with native apps on iPhone? With native apps, guys, it requires you to approve the app. I'm too lazy for that. What we want to do is we're just gonna use native functionalities of iPhone shortcuts and still get the wow factor. Start thinking about things like when you start designing those shortcuts, start thinking about tilt, tilt effect, ASMR elements, pictures, different variations of Apple Intelligence. What I mean by that, I don't want it to be like, oh, open this or click this. No, I want it to be like multiple combinations and variations of the best features of Apple Intelligence or whatever the latest and the greatest. For example, think of when you play GTA, right? Have you guys played GTA? When you play the GTA, do you think when a person is holding the wheel or just driving around, do you think he knows what's going on? Like that there's a bunch of guys included bunch of code that's running on computers in certain sequence. No, the only thing they know is the steering wheel and how to be inside of the game, and they don't really care about anything else. Now, why is that? Why is it? Why am I telling you all of this? The reason why is because brain is perceived to cancel out anything that is complex and only perceived to get anything that is to survive. In simple words, when people don't really want to know what's behind the scenes. They don't care about what behind the scenes. But you could become like a magician in their mind, and not just and when you become a magician in their mind, you spawn money, guys. I experimented on multiple variations of ASMR elements to see how I could create the different variations in human brain. Think of on a piano, when you play on a piano and you hit a note, what happens? If you hit the same note only and you just keep repeating the same note, it's gonna get annoying, right? But when you vary it with different notes on a piano, what happens? All of a sudden you have this beautiful melody, and all of a sudden people hooked to it and they want to watch it. So this is the reason. This is what I'm talking about. So I want to see many different elements coming from you. I want to see ASMR elements, whisper things like when you probably heard me say, "Let's go," things like that. You're probably gonna think like, "Oh my God, what is that?" You'll be surprised as soon as I introduced a whisper element into automation that begins like, "Let's go," after and giving that motivational thing, motivational speech, and being like, "Yo, sis, don't get cooked," using words like this with variations, notifications, and not just regular text menus, different variations, guys. So when you create a Freedom Fusion automation, that Freedom Fusion automation, think of the word Freedom Fusion automation. It needs to speak like the automation needs to be exhibiting freedom. It needs to be fused with elements of freedom. It cannot be something complex. It cannot be like, oh, let me go ahead and scan a PDF document and find some stuff in PDF document and like this is boring. People don't want to. They don't care about any of that. They don't care when you talk to people. They don't want to know anything about a spreadsheet. They are like in GTA game, like a dude sitting with a driving a car, doesn't know anything about what's behind the scenes. But this thing you could create a beautiful melody out of it. Now, the melody is not going to happen if you just open up ChatGPT and say, you know what, let me have everything centralized, controlled, and from the central architecture where I could control all of those automations, it will give you the most rudimentary, simple steps, which are not going to make you any money. How do I discover things? How do I discover things? I get into the process of like in a in a set. I jump in into actual set, mathematical set. What kind of set is that? Think of a set theory. And guys, my name is Ron Wells. I'm a 21st century freedom writer, former certified math teacher for the state of Connecticut, full stack cybersecurity cloud engineer, and a talent agency owner, and your ticket to freedom. If you listen to me, you will become a millionaire. If you go through those workshops, I already became a millionaire already, and I failed many times before. And trust me, guys, I don't want you to fail too. So listen closely, because if you follow everything that I'm telling you, you will succeed. If you don't follow, you will just struggle immensely. I'm going to give you the formula to success. Everything that I'm describing to you is a proven fact that it works. I went mathematically to see examples of a bunch of guys on Reddit who got like millions of views from talking about some formula of evolution for building anything. Any kind of product requires factoring and refactoring and combination of multiple elements within the set that describe your product or program or service that you're trying to build from multiple perspectives while maintaining common denominator. That common denominator is, think of music. When you listen to the music, what do you see? Like, what kind of hits do you see? You always hear some sort of a common denominator in the music. You see a melody that goes like 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then it's like da 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 da, and then it comes back again to 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then da 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 da, like a mix. I gave you guys so many pieces of comparison to just prove it to you that this is indeed real. I experimented on TikTok with the strategy to see how real is this. Guys, I didn't even add anything complicated. I just created a stupid shortcut before adding any of those elements, before adding any psychology or ASMR elements. I will be getting zero likes, zero everything. As soon as I just added few stupid things like "let's go" and vibrated the phone. Now I just talked about vibration of the phone. How many different things did I talk about? I talked about voice. I talked about multimodal context. I talked about vibrating phones. Guys, I need you to open up. If you really want to expand your brain, I need you to do this. When you open up your shortcuts, launch those shortcuts. Forget about everything that where people tell you, like, oh, you need to scale, you need to have this, you need to that. Forget about all that and jump in into creativity. Like, even look at OpenAI. Look at what they did just recently. Have you seen their ads? Did you know that they don't use Sora 2 to create their ads? They use analog equipment to create ads. The biggest company in the world, one of the biggest companies in the world, they're not even using their own AI technologies. They're using the power of creativity, of using analog videotapes and everything like this to create commercial and real actors. So, guys, what am I trying to tell you? I'm expecting from you top of the line type of Freedom Fusion automations. I want the word Freedom Fusion automation speak the truth. I want you to experience. I want you to experience the melody that I'm referring to. I want you to create that melody. Nobody in the whole world describes this concept in a way that I'm describing to you right now. So this way it's super clear for you. Guys, I want you, when you start creating shortcuts, I need you to think of tilting elements. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples for how to make the best of the best type of product. So this way, it's just going to spawn money for you. If you don't listen, you'll fail. You will fail. I guarantee, guys. So follow this. Follow this structure. Moving for the next week, you're going to create a shortcut on your iPhone. And when you create the shortcut, I don't want you to be looking at anything. I don't want you to have any goal at all. Okay? I just want you to browse inside of shortcuts for what features are available. And you just browse and then envision yourself what you do on TikTok. What do? You doom scroll. You spend a lot of colossal amount of time on TikTok. Maybe you have thousands of videos in your TikTok account and none of them have any descriptions. Start thinking about that. And when you start thinking about that, start thinking how you could solve that problem. Anyway, guys, so we're going further. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump in here. So before we continue, can you confirm the progress of the update? We're gonna take a look. If the progress bar updated, the progress bar didn't get updated, but I did see the sign in the console. Yeah, okay, in the console. I didn't see automation progress bar get updated, but I did see in console. Okay, let's see. Let's go to Firebase. I see previous context. Okay, I just noticed that one of my automations started picking up pace. 861 views versus 3 views. So we're doing something right. Okay, let's take a look. Boom. Launch.
I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevator straight to the penthouse with a nice roll. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that'll be how it go. To the pool, to the back, come on. It's a hotel party. I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevator straight to the penthouse with a nice roll. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that'll be how it go. To the pool, to the back, come on. Tell the neighbors I'm sorry, it's a hotel party. I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevator straight to the penthouse with a nice roll. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that'll be how it go. To the pool, to the back, come on. Tell the neighbors I'm sorry, it's a hotel party. I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevator straight to the penthouse with a nice roll. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that'll be how it go. To the pool, to the back, come on. Tell the neighbors I'm sorry, it's a hotel party. I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevator straight to the penthouse with a nice roll. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that'll be how it go. To the pool, to the back, come on. Tell the neighbors I'm sorry, it's a hotel party. I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevator straight to the penthouse with a nice roll. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that'll be how it go. To the pool, to the back, come on. Tell the neighbors I'm sorry, it's a hotel party. I'm I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside, and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, I don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevated straight to the penthouse with a nice roll. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that's be how it go. To the pool, to the back, come on. Tell the neighbors I'm sorry, it's a hotel party. I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside, and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, I don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevated straight to the penthouse with a nice roll. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that's be how it go. To the pool, to the back, come on. Tell the neighbors I'm sorry, it's a hotel party. I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside, and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, I don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevated straight to the penthouse with a nice roll. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that's be how it go. To the pool, to the back, come on. Tell the neighbors I'm sorry, it's a hotel party. I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside, and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, I don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevated straight to the penthouse with a nice roll. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that's be how it go. To the pool, to the back, come on. Tell the neighbors I'm sorry, it's a hotel party. I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside, and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, I don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevated straight to the penthouse with a nice roll. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that's be how it go. To the pool, to the back, come on. Tell the neighbors I'm sorry, it's a hotel party. I'm hot year round, no four seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had four. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside, and you gotta understand. I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, I don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when